Okay, we are live. Hey, everybody.
Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Hi Lulu.
Hi, Hannah. So, guys, if you don't know, we are going live right now with Hannah, from owner of London Lash Pro. She is
Yes.
an amazing, amazing woman, and I'm so thankful, Hannah, for you to spare some time with me today to get to know you a little bit.
Thank you so much, Lulu. Thank you for inviting me. I'm just trying actually to set up the live on my page, but I
Oh
can't
yeah.
see myself. Can't see myself.
Okay, it should pop up pretty soon. So if for everyone who's joining us right now on Instagram, we're gonna give you guys a little bit here to
Oh,
join.
I can see it.
Um,
Cool. Share. So can
yeah,
you just share it live? How does it work?
Yep, exactly. You share it to your page, you share it to a group. Anyone who's listening can actually share it also. If you go onto our Scottsdale Lash and Brow Conference group on Facebook and you're watching, there's a little button on the bottom right-hand corner, that share. You can do that now, and you can interact with us too. So, while we're doing this live, you can ask questions, you can leave comments, and we'll throw up your question as well, if we can get to it, and answer it for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Oh, just share it somewhere else. Like now, live. Cool. Okay, Lulu, I'm ready. Yes. Okay. Good.
Perfect. Yay. Okay, I'm so excited. All right, and right now it's 4 p.m. over there in London. You probably
Yes.
had a long day. Okay. All right, so I really wanted to chit chat on here. Like I told you before, I want this. The reason why I love doing these lives is because I want people to get to know all our speakers on a more like personal level. Because sometimes, like I said, they see your name, they see your brand name, they see London Lash, you beautiful, beautiful, photos and videos and everything on your Instagram, but we don't see the woman behind the brand. So
Yes.
this is her, you guys. This is Hanna. She is so sweet. And you recently went to Japan, right, with your husband?
Yes, with my partner, we went to Japan, and it was a wonderful journey. It was absolutely beautiful. Japanese people are such a lovely people. And I was not just going there for fun, I was also speaking at the conference. I was judging the competition, and I was also meeting our Japanese distributors.
Wow, that's amazing. And did you go to country, or was it just Japan?
We went just to Japan, yes, and we
Okay.
stayed for 2 weeks, and it was wonderful. I can recommend anyone to go there, everyone. It's
Oh,
amazing.
good. And I saw you in the picture with your beautiful kimono.
Yes.
That's beautiful. And so just tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's get to know you here really quick. Like, so who are you? Tell me about you.
Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Hanna from London Lash. And if you don't know me, I'm the owner and director and the CEO of London Lash. I was the person who came up with the idea of London Lash 5 years ago, and I'm the person behind the brand. A lot of you already know my story, but I'll probably tell it one more time for those who don't know. I'm originally from Belarus, and I came to England 10 years ago. And when I came to England, I didn't speak English at all. I learned English at school in Belarus, but my knowledge was still too poor, so I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't do a proper job. So I went to work at the factory, even though I had a degree in economics back home. So I was working at the factory for some time in England, in Bolton. It's a small town. And I didn't like it. It was really difficult. It was a hard labor. And I wanted to change something in my life. And my first step, of course, is the step towards learning English. And I went to the local college, and I looked at the English training courses. But unfortunately, everything was filled up, and I couldn't get a space in that year. So I thought, well, what if I'm going to try to do something else? Another training, another course, and something what English girls would study, and something where I can speak to English girls, and this is how I could learn English. So looking through this college newspaper, I've chosen the beauty therapy course, which I thought that it's the most interesting one out of all of them. And I started to study beauty therapy. And that was about 9 years ago. So that was how my beauty journey began.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, and I loved it. Like, I loved it from the first day. I loved the feeling of making women look beautiful, making women look confident. I loved the relaxed appeal to it. You don't work, you just enjoy yourself, you just chatting to your clients. And I thought, you know what, even though that I've got a degree in banking, I think I'm going to stay in that industry because I love it so much. And while I was studying, I've got introduced to eyelash training, right? And at that time, nobody knew what is eyelash extension. So that it was so fresh and so new that nobody even heard of this treatment. And I remember one day when our tutor came to work, and she was teaching beauty therapy, and I remember she was standing next to the board in the class, and I was looking at her whole day, and I was thinking, wow, she is looking so beautiful today. She is looking so amazing, and I couldn't guess why.
Yeah.
I looked at her cheeks. She doesn't have blusher. I looked at her lips. She doesn't have lipstick. I look at her brows. She didn't do anything with her brows, but she looked so pretty. And I was thinking, I couldn't guess what it is. And I came up to her at the end of the day and I said, Sue, I'm so sorry. I know it sounds really weird, but can you please tell me why you're looking so beautiful today? And then she said, Hanna, I just had my lashes done. And I was like, what? And she said, look, lashes. And I was like, what's that? And she said, it's just extensions and you place them one by one. And I was so amazed in how you can just look so wonderful and you're beautiful and nobody can guess what it is. Yeah. It looks so natural and so not artificial.
Right.
So that was a love from the first sight. So since I saw her and I thought, this is it. This is what I need to do. Nails, it's amazing. Facials, wonderful. But this is something which is really makes a massive difference to woman's face. And this is something what is not noticeable, right? It's something not very artificial. And it's something that lasts long. So I thought that I want to do this job. So this is how I got into eyelash extensions.
Wow, that's amazing. I love it. And it's so true. It definitely opens up our eyes. It opens up our face with like no makeup.
Makes you look younger.
It does. It does. I know right now I don't have anything on. So I feel like I feel bald. Okay. Yes. Well then tell me, when did you decide you wanted to grow your business then? Because obviously you started getting into lashes. How long did it take you to realize you wanted to elevate?
Well, first of all, it was probably something which was meant for me to do, because I was invited as a beauty therapist, as a lash technician. Actually, my first job was a lash technician, but I was self-employed to start with. So that was the only condition. Then the salon was working with the therapists. So I was kind of forced to be self-employed from the day one. But I was working on the commission basis. And then at some point I realized that most of the clients coming not through the salon doors, they're coming to me because of word of mouth, because they've done something and then they liked it and they've told their friends, and the friends are coming to me. So they don't come to the salon, they come to me. So I thought, well, if I have the power of getting people in, I don't really need to be working with somebody. I can open my own place. So my first step in terms of growing my business was to rent a beauty room and start working for myself. And I was working in little town in near Manchester. It was Bolton. And then at some point I've moved made a move, and I've moved to London, right? And I started everything from scratch. Started to build my clientele through Groupon. I don't know if you have Groupon in America. Yes,
we did the exact same thing. Yes.
Yes, it's a tough way of building the clientele, but it worked, it does work. Yes, so I've got a lot of good clients through Groupon, and this is how I started in London. And then I was working in various salons, and I've moved from the really, really bad salon on the outside of London, and I was moving towards London, towards this city center. And I end up in the beautiful salon near Harrods. If you know Harrods, it's in Knightsbridge. It's one of the poshest top places in London. Because I climb up.
Yeah,
but I was employed. But I was still self-employed therapist. I was still working for myself, right?
Right.
And then, when you're working for yourself, you understand that you can't do it probably forever, because I wanted to have kids. And I was thinking, okay, I need to do something which could give me the income without me working every day. Right. And this is where I started thinking about teaching. So I was thinking, well, I can do a few groups months, and I don't need to do much lashing. And then so I could have a baby and I could work around it. Luckily, I was so good. And I was very passionate about eyelashes. I was doing loads of trainings, and a lot of people, they started to ask me. They were constantly asking, Hanna, can you teach me? Can you teach me how to do this, how to do that? So I've done some research on training courses and how to set them up. And so I've prepared my manuals. I've got all the qualifications needed for that, and got the accreditations. We need to go through quite a long process of accrediting your training course in England. So I've done all that, and I started teaching. And this was the point when a business started to grow, right? Because I started teaching, but I was busy with teaching as well. I don't know why, because probably I was going judging competitions already at that time. So I became quite a popular figure in the life. So I was constantly invited to do the teaching. And then when you traveling a lot, your clients, they still want their lashes done. So you end up, because you want to look after your clients, you want to make sure that they have their lashes done for the occasions and events, and you need to get somebody else to do lashes instead of you.
Exactly, yeah.
So that was a very natural move. So I thought, well, I need to get somebody who can do it instead of me. And that was when I started to advertise and look for my first staff. And this is when I was getting my first girls to work in the salon, just because I wanted replacement for myself. And while that was happening, I was also, because, when you're teaching, you need to give people some products, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I was actually trying to, before even I went to teaching, I was trying to make some connections with the big brands in England, just to trying to be trainer for their brand. So I can teach, but I could also use their products. But nobody wanted me.
Oh, no.
Yes, so I went to work on my own, and that was, and I decided to set up my own lash brand just to give eyelashes to my students. So, and use them myself. And I thought, if I don't have enough training courses, it's fine. I have a salon. I've got a few girls working. We could just use all this stock for our clients.
Yeah.
So, and then, yes, I've got this. I've made this first order. I remember it. I was buying the lashes from Korea, and it was loads of lashes. I didn't realize that it's going to be so much. The smallest order was actually a big order. It was loads of lashes. They all arrived, and I didn't have anywhere to store them. So I've put them all over my living room, in bedroom. All the drawers were filled with eyelashes. And this is when my boyfriend, he said, Hanna, you can't do that. You need to take them to your salon because it's too messy at home. And I didn't have enough space in the salon either. So I was kind of forced to start selling them. I thought that's the only way to get rid of them. Just put them on eBay.
Yeah, for sure.
to reduce the amount of stock. So I've built an eBay account. And I thought I'll just put some lashes on eBay and see how is it going. And they started selling. Oh my God. And this is how it all properly started. Yes, they started to sell on eBay first. Then I've built my own website myself on Shopify platform. I've changed at that time as well. I've changed the brand name from Lady Lash. I've changed to London Lash, thanks to my students who suggested that to me. They say Lady Lash doesn't sound big enough, Hanna. Call it London Lash.
Yeah, it sure is. It's a great name. It really is.
It's a wonderful name. So I'm very grateful. I don't even remember who said it to me, but it was in Germany. So yeah, when we were having a glass of wine with my students after the training course.
Oh, wow.
So they've suggested, and I'm very grateful. I don't remember who exactly it was, but if they're listening to me right now, thank you, massive thank you for that idea, because I think that idea also turned the business upside down, because the name is a great name is the big thing.
Yeah, for sure. I know. And I love your story. It really is like progression. It's like a natural progression that just, you weren't looking for it, but it just kind of like landed upon you because like all these different elements.
Yes. And it was fairly easy because of that. You never, when sometimes you're thinking, oh my God, I want to, I don't know, open the a restaurant. And you're just thinking, wow, that's like a lot of money. It's so difficult. And when your big is too big, when your dream is too big, it's so big that you can't do it because you don't know where to start.
Right.
But when things are happening gradually, it's just such a nice and natural way to grow your business. And I think lash business, it gives everyone the opportunity to do the same.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. And everyone pretty much is like their own owner, like their own business owner. They work in their own salon as it is.
Yes, absolutely. And they could move either into teaching and setting up the training academy, or they can move into building the beautiful salon and start selling franchises, or they can move into product supply. So there are lots of possibility of how lash girls could grow their business very naturally.
That's awesome. And so I wanted to ask, what drives you then? Like what really gets you like going and you just want to like, oh my gosh, I want to lash. I want to do this. I want to do that.
I think the main thing what drives me is the passion for eyelash extensions. I did have that passion before and I'm still having the same passion now. I love it. And I don't even love the lashes as much as I love the feelings that we are giving to our clients. I just love to see the sparks in their eyes, and they're opening their eyes and looking into the mirror, and you can see this face and you can see how happy she is, how confident she is. And when she come in next time and she's said, oh, I found myself a boyfriend, or I had a great thing with my husband and he's got me a bag because I'm so we're always giving the positive vibes to our clients. And I think we're making our little positive impact, all the lash community, to the women's life.
No,
so I love that.
I love that. I completely agree. I do have to let you know that people are on Facebook right now saying hi.
Hello.
They've said,
Hello,
they're saying, hi, Hanna. Hi, Lulu. Love this. Another person said, love the both of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys. And please put your name on your comment, because for some reason, Facebook again doesn't let me see who's writing comments. They just say Facebook user. So at least on my end.
Yeah.
But anyway, but thank you guys. That's great. And thank you for joining us here with Hanna. We're just asking her some really, really awesome questions just to get to know her, how she started and what, just some advice in here. So she just told us what drives her, and which is awesome, is obviously the passion behind seeing how your clients, and also I'm sure how lash artists feel when they get your product.
Yes, absolutely. That was another actually interesting thing when we started the business. And I started it with my team, with the team of lash technicians who were working in my salon. And we were always thinking that, a lot of businesses on the market, they're very commercially produced. They're like somebody's like investor is coming in and say, okay, it's a potential on the beauty market.
Yeah.
It's a new treatment. Let's invest some money. And, and they get a specialist, which might not be probably the best specialist. And they just get in the products in and they start selling something, which is not necessarily good.
Right.
And that was the actually problem on the market at the time when I started, because with so many brands, but they're never good enough. So, and I'm as a good lash technician, I didn't like the way the lashes spun. I didn't like the fiber. It was too blue. It was always something. And I thought, you know what? We are lash technicians. We know how to do that. We know the quality. We're going to do it right. So, and from then, it's been our motto. It's been our main and the most important thing, that we are creating the product which we all want to use. We don't sell anything which would we not like to use. We want to create an amazing product and making sure that all lash technicians just love it, and then makes their life easier. And that's the whole idea behind it, isn't it?
It is, exactly. I mean, if you wouldn't use it, then why would anyone want to buy from you if you wouldn't use it yourself?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
Exactly. So tell me. I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah, I said that probably that is the secret behind success, that the quality of the product is always been on point.
Yes, I completely agree. So what do you see is probably the biggest hurdle that lash artists, or actually, that lash artists make and with their skill?
Yeah, I think that the biggest hurdle, is when the lash artist making the move from working as a self-employed lash technician to start employing staff. The amount of fears they have, it's unbelievable. And the biggest fear is my clients won't have eyelashes done with my staff. They all want me, right? Yeah. And I went through that, and all my friends, business owners, they went through that. But I just like to, I'd like to give them a little advice and say everyone that even though you think so, at the end of the day, even though your clients love you, at the end of the day, your clients, they come to you because they want their lashes. And if you ensure that your staff is doing a good job, and it's up to you to ensure that your staff is doing a good job, you can teach them, you can guide them, you can help them. You're the mama who is educating them and helping them. If you manage to create a quality specialist who can provide the similar quality of the treatment as you are, or maybe even slightly worse because they're not as experienced, but you can put the price down a little bit, right, to compensate that. It's going to be absolutely fine. So I quite effortlessly moved all my clients across to my staff, because I said, look, I need to concentrate on teaching. I need to concentrate on growing the business. I'm not going to do that. You can go to another salon if you want to, but I've got somebody for you who is taught by me, and I can guarantee you a certain level of quality, and I can give you my word that this girl is good. And if you're not happy, we're going to fix it. We're going to sort it out. So they're more likely actually to come to you and to your staff, because it's trained by you, rather than going to another salon. So It's all fine, right?
Exactly.
Don't the hurdle. Yeah.
I love that how you said that, because it is a huge hurdle. I know a lot of girls who do want to expand their business and get, like you say, get other girls to do eyelash extensions into their studio. And I see it with our business as well with my mom. And we have 3 studios, and every single studio, my mom gets like really, really, really busy with her lashes because everyone wants her. But then
Yes.
it's like when she has to leave, it's so hard to get her clients to wean, like we have to slowly wean her clients off because it's like they really don't want to go to anybody else. But yeah, it can be done.
Yes, it can be done, especially when you tell them the truth that you need to move forward. And if they like you, if they like you as a friend, they need to give you a chance to grow and let you go.
Yeah, and your clients, they do become friends, and the ones that really understand you, they're going to be supportive of you, and they're going to trust your word. Like you said, when you say that your other girl, your other lash artist is trained by you and you have done everything you can to let her do great lashes, your client is going to appreciate that and say, okay, I get it, and I understand, let's go to somebody else.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree with you.
That's awesome. And so I guess I want to know, can you share your biggest hurdle? Because obviously that's for a lot of lash artists. Would you say that that's also your biggest hurdle in your lash business?
See, it wasn't the biggest hurdle for me. It's just the hurdle that I'm watching from other people. I think for me, it went fairly easily. I think for me, because right now my business is slightly different, and we've got more than 50 people now working just on the payroll at London Lash. And I think my biggest struggle is to stop micromanaging people and let them get on with their jobs and do it themselves, because I'm a person who is passionate about things and I want to know, I'm curious, and I want to come in and just see what everyone is doing. But sometimes I think it's annoying, and the people, they want to be left, they want to be shown what you want, and they want to be shown with the final goal, where do you want them to come, and they just want to be left alone with solving that problem and doing that project. So I think for myself and for any business owners who have staff, I think we need to have enough power to step back and give enough trust to our employees to do the job. And this is the only way they're going to learn, they're going to develop, and they're going to become really good. If we're always there managing them, thinking, looking at what they're doing, they will never grow. So we need to step back.
Yes, I completely agree. And you know what? It's interesting you say that, because I noticed that a lot of the owners, I should say, I'm going to go as far as to say the owners of lash businesses, and it's just not lash businesses, it's a lot of businesses in general in a lot of industries. We have this certain drive, this certain kind of like go-getter ambition, and a control issue. Because we see our vision of what we want, and we want other people to like get on board of our vision, but we feel like we can't let go of the reins completely. I totally get that. So we become into micromanagers, and I see a lot of the downfall into certain businesses is, people don't want to work for you anymore when you become that micromanager, like constantly nitpicking every single detail. And you're right, when you give someone if you give them a goal, if you give them like the deadline, what you envision, and let them work on their own, and then come together at the end and say, okay, now what have we put together? It's amazing what people can do with their creativity.
Yes, that's what I came up with. I think when I actually stopped micromanaging, I've realized that they coming back to me with way better results than I even expected.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So how did you overcome that? How did you, because it's hard. How did you stop being that kind of like control person?
Yes, I think I'm quite good with reflecting, with twisting the situation around. And I remember myself working at other jobs. I remember I was working in bank when every single step was monitored. I remember when I was working as a visual merchandiser, when every step was monitored. I remember myself working at other jobs. And I remember it wasn't fun. It wasn't good. So yeah, I think I'm just thinking, well, if I didn't like it, why should my staff like it? So I need to think of what would I like if I would be working for somebody, what I would want. I think I would want somebody to trust me, right? If they've employed me, they need to give me the trust to do the job.
Right.
And they need to explain me what do they want, and they need to let me do it with my own tools, with my own creativity, in my own way. And I will bring it to the point that they want. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna do it my way, maybe not their way. I'm gonna do it, right? So I would like that. So I need to give that to my employees too.
I love that. So that's a great tool. And it's not one that it's not easy for a lot of people to self-reflect and to put yourself in the other person's shoes. I mean, we hear it all the time, but it's not always the easiest thing. So I love how you can just automatically do that. So that's Hanna's tip, you guys. If you're listening right now, I mean, really take this in, like, don't take it with a grain of salt. Actually take it in like it's a spoonful of sugar, because it really will help you and your business grow if you do that. I love that. So another question for you here, Hanna. How can a lash artist add more value to their services or their business?
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's an interesting question, and I was thinking about this a lot. I think that right, I'll tell you a story.
I love stories.
I love stories. Yeah. I remember when I was invited to work in the beauty salon, and I got so excited, and I was waiting for my first working day, and I was really, really happy. And I remember the first day when I walked into the salon, it was my first day, and I could see the therapist sitting on the reception and eating the sandwich, right? And I was thinking, oh, that's not what I expected. I thought it's going to be this beautiful spa experience with the beautiful music and the person's coming in and open the doors and being all beautiful. No, it was somebody who's listening to the loud music, eating the sandwich, and sitting on Facebook and not even looking at the door, when the client's coming in. So I was like, whoa, that's really poor. That's really poor service. And I think that is something what sometimes lash technicians and any beauty therapist and any people actually working in the services, that sometimes they forget. They forget that they're working in services. They think it's my business. I'm going to do what I want to. I'm going to do what I want to. You shouldn't cancel. You shouldn't do this. They start kind of become very not a service business. But we are here because of our clients. We're here to please our clients, make them feel happy, make them feel beautiful and confident, and give them that positive vibe. So I think we need to shift our mind a little bit and think of, as an example, you just simply go to the other beauty salons and try to observe things and think of your experiences. That's something what you like. Music, the way the therapist talk to you, the way you've been greeted, the way you've been talked if you're getting late, right? And calling and saying, I'm going to 10 minutes late because you're stuck in traffic. You can't do anything, you're stuck in traffic. Will you be told off and somebody cancel your appointment, right? Or will you say, that's all right, no worries, come in. We might have a little bit of time, but we'll try to do as much as we can at that time given. No worries. It's absolutely fine. Don't stress. Take your time. Your health is more important. Don't drive too fast, right? I think that sometimes we need to, I keep seeing that all the time. The lash technicians, they're like, I'm a boss. I don't like this. I don't like that. Client is doing this. Client is doing that. I'm just thinking, well, I think we are serving these women. We are giving them our love. We're giving them our service. And I think in order to get this extra value to the business, we need to realize that and start working within this kind of values. We are serving the customer and we are giving them everything. So yeah, that's it's been my pain for the last few years, and it's my advice to all the therapists if they want to increase their prices, make sure the business is successful, they always have a good retention rate, etc. Change your thought about your business. Don't think it's my business, think it's my customer's business, right?
Right. And would you say, okay, so a lot, like we're talking about a lot of girls who own their own businesses. So would you also say this to the girls who work for a company, like work under a salon studio? Because it's not their business, but they work for the business.
Absolutely, the same rules apply. They need to treat the clients as the queens, as the beautiful royalties who are coming in, and that is the level of service you would like to get if you go into the beauty salon. You'd really like to get lots of love, lots of attention, lots of smiles. You need to make sure that the therapist cares about you, just cares about you, cares about what you want. And, even about when it comes to the choice of eyelash extensions, we very often tell them what is good, what it's not, but we never ask them of what's going to make them feel good and look good and what's going to make you happy. At the end of the day, if what you're going to do, even if it's going to be, I don't know, if it's you think the dolly style will suit her better than the squirrel, but dolly style will not make her feel happy, then the whole idea of the treatment's gone, right?
Right.
We're doing that to make her feel wonderful. And if you, by your influence in her decisions, make her feel upset when she's leaving the salon, she might be looking in the mirror and thinking and feeling uncomfortable and maybe crying even that if she's paid so much money for something she doesn't like. Is that something that what you want? Is that something that what you like? Is that how you do the business? So that's something for all the lash technicians and beauty therapists in general to think about.
I love it. I really do. It's true. And you do forget. You do forget. I mean, I'm guilty of the same thing. Walking in and I have a little snack here going in the front desk. I'm totally guilty of that. And it's true. You don't look professional. You don't look like you know what you're doing, and you don't look like you take your business seriously. So that's a great advice in letting your clients feel special. It really is about how they feel, isn't it?
Absolutely. I remember with all my clients, I would get them in and we would put the music of their choice, of what they like. I will talk or not talk to them, depends on how they feel, right? Sometimes they want to tell me stories, sometimes just want to sleep. I'm trying to see what she wants, right? I'm always tuck her, when you put the blanket, and I would just tuck it in so she feels nice and cozy. I'm giving her all my love. And never been short on clients. Never.
That's amazing.
Amazing retention rate. I never complained that I don't have clients because I was always overbooked.
Yeah, and you know what? Some people have it, and it's interesting to people really want to know, because I see a lot of lash forums right now, a lot of Facebook groups. They ask a lot of the newcomers into the business, and even girls who maybe have been in the business for 2 or 3 years, and they're asking, "Hey guys, how do you retain your clients? Or what are you doing? Or what can I do? Should I lower my prices?" And no, it's not necessarily about lowering your prices. It's about something you're either doing or you're not doing in your studio. And take it from Hanna. I mean, obviously she's doing something right, you guys. If she is not short on clients, and she actually is right about that. And I see it with a lot of the girls, a lot of the lash artists who are very, very booked, who are book solid. They have one thing in common, and Hanna hit it on the head. It's treating your clients like they are the queen and they are number one every time they come in the studio. Yes. That's really how it is. It really is. The minute you know how to do that, and the minute you can really try to let you, because people can feel it. I mean, when someone's being genuine. When you walk in and your lash tech goes, "Oh, hi, okay, just come on back. I got you." Like, "Okay, what do you want?" It's like you didn't really feel warm. You didn't really feel welcome. You didn't really feel like they cared.
Yes, absolutely. We need to start learning how to love people. I think I had the skill. I was born with that. I love each single human being, and I love every alive creature, starting from spiders, finishing with humans. I love everything and everyone, and I think people they do feel it. So
It's
yeah.
true. They do, definitely. I love that. I love that. And you know what? That's a perfect close to our talk here with our interview. You guys, thank you so much for joining. If you want to follow Hanna, you can go on Instagram. She has, well, you have quite a few different handles, right? You have your personal, which is the Hanna_London Lash. You have your business, which is the London_Lash _ Pro. I have that here. You guys can see. And then you have another one. You have another beauty Instagram one. Is it Hanna Beauty?
Yes, yeah. We've recently started like a couple of new brands, which we're still working on. So we've got the Hanna Lashes, Hanna Beauty, right? That's another Instagram, and we've also got the wonderful eyebrow product called Hanna. So guys, follow for sure, because we're still working on Hanna. We're changing the packaging, making it more beautiful. So maybe don't pay too much attention to that account yet, but definitely go to Hanna, because it is absolutely the best henna product on the market.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. No, it's okay. Yes, tell everybody about it. People want to know. I mean, henna is becoming a pretty popular thing right now. So that's amazing. That's great. And so, like I said, if you guys want to see Hanna, follow Hanna, get to know her a little bit more. She's always posting up some fun things, especially on her personal page, like pictures of her. And you just posted one of you in Bali, a really cute picture. Oh my gosh. It's like, oh, I want to be her. I want to go travel with her. So thank you so much, Hanna. I appreciate your time. You guys, if you have any questions at all, please put it on the comments. We can come back in here and we can answer them for you, or even just a shout out. Please let us know. We love talking to you guys and getting to know you. And thank you, Hanna, again for joining me. It was so great to get to know you and your personality. And I think a lot of people can really put a personality and a face behind your name, because I know, like I said, we don't get to see that a lot. Especially being over here in the United States. And then the bigger your company gets, it almost feels like you get farther away from the person behind the scenes. So thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Lulu, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.
See you. Bye-bye.